Hi guys, welcome to the Man United Agenda. I would say it's 8:30, but it's not. It's actually 11 minutes to 9. We're late, but it doesn't matter. There's no football on for the next 2 weeks. But I'm joined by Bath Time and Mr. B, and settle down to the Man United Agenda. Welcome to the Man United Agenda. Yeah, like I said, I'm joined by Bath Time, Mr. B, and myself, Omondi Juma. And with no football around, we're going to be talking just topical current affairs, all the football stuff around Man United and football in general. And so settle down and join us. Bath Time, I haven't spoken to you for a while. I saw your show last night with Mr. B. Very topical. Love your opinions on things and love how to see you two bumping heads. it was like a headbutting competition.
Wasn't that bad. Bath Time, didn't we agree on everything yesterday?
Pretty much. I mean, you said don't mention McTominay, and all I did was show every single McTominay comment that came up. But apart from that, I really enjoyed it. I've missed a Monday. I love Mr. B. It's great talking to football men. And then a Monday comes in, he's being jealous again and just sort of spreading these bad vibes. It's all right.
Just to summarise about yesterday's topic, was there any conclusion? Just to keep me up to date. So what was you were discussing yesterday? It was the Sancho. Did you touch on the Sancho?
Yeah, we did touch on Sancho, but I think the most interesting parts was we had good chat with the chat about Bruno and Rashford, and I got the impression that Mr. B was beginning to come round a bit more to some of the arguments, and I'd like to know, having slept on that, Mr. B, have you got any more input into that, or are you still backing your boys?
I could only assume that you were either very drunk or very high on the show yesterday. don't.
And he's just broken up as well. So
you're telling everybody my business, man. Come on now. It's been a long day. Just slight alarm delay, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, big up to Hydra, and also big up to Big T as well. So topical debates, guys. Let's see what's trending right now. First things first. We're going to read out a quick statement to do with Antony. Where do we start with this? So there's an allegation made the other day, wasn't there, from maybe a girlfriend suggesting that he'd done something naughty. Okay, an ex-girlfriend. He's done something naughty, and it came out just after the Arsenal result, I imagine. And then everyone was speculating what was going on. And finally, Man United have made a statement about it. I'll just read it quickly. By the Communications Department. This is on Wednesday, the 6th of September at 12:30. Man United acknowledges the allegations made against Antony and notes that the police are conducting inquiries. Pending further information, the club will be making no further comment. As a club, we have taken this matter seriously with consideration of the impact these allegations and subsequent reporting will have on survivors of abuse. So the club are there supporting survivors of abuse, which is good, and they're taking it seriously as well. But they're not at the moment. They're not taking any further action as things stand. Thoughts, guys?
I'm bored and depressed.
I mean, this is bad. All this stuff going on outside the game, especially the guys should be focusing, being professional, and not bringing this sort of drama. That's my thoughts anyway. Sorry, Bath Time.
I'm bored and depressed of this sort of thing, Monday. These guys are meant to be our heroes. They're meant to represent us on the pitch. They're doing all this sort of stuff, and I really wish we could just talk about football instead of criminal charges leveled against players we bought for too much. But I don't like discussing these things. I hope that justice is done, whatever that is, and I'm pretty surprised he hasn't been suspended. To be honest, I just can't imagine him playing an away game this season. But maybe it happens.
And when you say suspended, I think didn't Brazil stop him from playing in these internationals recently? Is that right, Mr. B?
Yeah, they have. But what Brazil actually said was they're not suspending him for punishment. They're not suspending. That's not the word they used. But he wasn't picked, and they used another word that didn't sound like he had been dropped because of it. But they were saying it was more for protection, his own protection, as in the media circus surrounding the whole case, than Brazil wanting him dropped. I don't know. I don't know. Brazil obviously is the national team. He doesn't get paid by Brazil. This is what people need to understand as well. But look, it's probably going to get a lot messier before it sorts itself out. We can only watch, and as Halftime said, just hope justice is served, whichever way it is done. I know there's a lot of people calling for suspensions, but at the moment it's an alleged, and I think that's where a lot of people are in uproar. Yeah, suspending, blah 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 blah. If it's an alleged and he hasn't been proved, I'm not telling you I'm not going to sit here and say it's bullshit because it doesn't sound like it is. There's two sides to every story, but to suspend somebody on, it's not hearsay. It's probably more than that, but at the same time, it is still hearsay. You can't stop a man working because of something that somebody said. That's as far as I'll go with that.
I think
for now.
I think if we're employing people, I mean, I know where I work, they have a disclosure thing where you have to sort of bring up your past offences and that kind of thing, because the nature of the job. And I think, does it apply to footballers? Because are they disclosing racism and domestic violence and things like that? Because it seems to be rife right now with players with signing and previous players as well. But yeah, like you said, well spoken there, Mr. B. I'm just going to go through a few comments on this. By the way, big up to Hydro, big up to Big T as well, big up to Alex. Hope you're doing well. Hydro saying, oh, for fuck's sake, it never ends. Our wing is cursed. You can name a few wingers like Best and Giggs who've had a few issues in the past. Hydro saying, I think Pogba has done some voodoo shit to our wings. Oh, dear. You laugh, but then I'm thinking about it. It could possibly be. How you doing, Jason? He says, a lot less responsive than Greenwood. Hydro saying, I just want to watch football. I'm sick of it. That's what Bath Time was saying. Bath Time. Yeah. Big T saying, if he is charged, then he will be suspended. Okay. I think that makes a lot of sense. But Matthew Bassett, how you doing? As always, he's bigging up everyone in the chat and on the panel as well. I'm going to read this one out. I want to say hi to Spursy, Mikel Arteta, Love Arsenal, Hey Cronky. How you doing? So everyone's bringing up drama. Ten Hag lying, players undermining the manager, criminal case after criminal case, good old Corrie TV, which is like a soap opera thing. Yes, popcorn out and circus tents, and he's smiling with shades, so a bit of mockery there as well. Thanks a lot. And big up to Box in the house as well. Is it Box? You say it's his birthday all the time.
It is his birthday. Happy birthday, Box.
Oh dear.
Happy 25th, my friend. Happy 25th.
Again, more drama than Never Enders or EastEnders, as they say. That's from Box, not from Box, from Matthew Bassett, who is Matthew Bassett. The Birmingham don't have a soap opera anymore, do they? They used to have what is it called? With Benny. What was that called?
Crossroads,
yeah. Coronation Street. Crossroads, yeah. Bloody hell. You're digging.
They're denied
you're digging in the crates, and you're
Emmerdale, London get EastEnders, Manchester up north get Coronation Street, but yeah, Crossroads is finished. Sorry, Matthew, you're going to have to support one of the other cities. Vaughan saying, Vags Vaughan, he's 457 today. So everyone's believing in it. I got duped by this bar. So just explain, why do you always say happy birthday to Box on every single show?
I just found it funny the first time that I did it. I think I saw once someone say happy birthday, like someone who it generally was their birthday, and everyone started replying happy birthday. So I thought it would be quite amusing to do it to Box, because I've known Box for quite a long time, and it's very selfish. It's simply for my own entertainment.
Well, everybody keeps calling for it, and we're getting vexed with you, Barth. Stop that.
Yeah, but I got done by you with Emma Kay, where you asked me to make a big emotional speech about Emma's birthday, and then it turned out it wasn't Emma's birthday.
She said it wasn't her birthday.
No,
I
got
did
hoisted by my own petard.
Oh dear. All right, here's a comment quickly before we go on. Alex saying, I really find it annoying. We have the international break after 4 games. It stopped. It seemed to stop progress in squad for me and just puts much harder workload on the top of the players who play for club and country. What do you think about this September break for internationals when you're just getting going? You know, we had 2 wins, 2 defeats, and we're like, right, we want the next game to make amends, and suddenly we got a 2-week break. How do you feel about that, guys?
Well, I suppose you got that. Do you remember the Wenger plan, where there was going to be a World Cup every 2 years, and all international like all the qualifiers and everything was always going to be played over the summer, and there'd be no break, and so that everyone would have a 3-month pre-season. I quite like that because I don't really support the England national team. Like it's just something that's there. And I support Manchester United. I don't like. Now I'll go and get wrecked in the pub if England win the World Cup, but it's not. I just always think it's for people that support Carlisle and stuff. Like
yeah, because you always see the Carlisle flags or Scunthorpe flags at England games, don't you?
Yeah.
Scunthorpe, you don't really see.
It's always like lower league teams that sort of go, and fair play to them. But I'm not interested in international football, and I agree with Alex that you sort of like. I mean, I love like my break from football in the summer with a bit of Love Island because I'm infected by football. It's like I'm a host just for football. So to get a bit of time off is great. But then the season starts and straight away I've got to see like, you know, Jordan Pickford doing keepy-uppies and things instead of like watching like Man United play. So I find it very annoying.
But do you think it's changed, guys? Because I know there was a time I would watch England games, maybe when I was maybe in the 80s or the 90s, I was more enthusiastic about international football. Do you think something's changed? Is it too much football, like high-level Premiership football now, which is sort of taken over, and we don't rate the standard anymore? Is it the standard you don't like? Is it less competitive with these nations, Faroe Islands, San Marino? What is it exactly? Because it seems to be a common consensus from most fans that, here comes the international break, I'm bored of it. I mean, Mr. B, were you once like growing up when you were young?
No, I don't.
John Barnes on the wing and getting excited about England.
I think I've grown out of English football. When I was younger, I must admit, and this was like younger. Yeah, I would watch it, but now I'll be honest. I don't care. If England win or lose the World Cup, yay! If a Man United player does it, I tend to watch international football when there's a United player playing. So, like, if I want to see Rashford, I think he needs to, then I'll click for him. But I very rarely watch full internationals. I hate international football. I just wish that they had the Wenger thing where they had a 2-week period where they played all of the games that they had to play and just left the Premier League alone. Yeah, yeah, just get them, put them in a block, play all of the games, whatever they need to do, and just leave all the leagues alone. Have set times in this season where you play your internationals.
Okay. That's what they do, though. Like, that's what it is now. It's the set time to play the internationals.
Yeah, but as in, rather than... Because the season gets split, 3 or 4 times through international? Yeah, just have it, your whatever your qualification game, have them bang either at the beginning of the season or part, and just leave it. All of this to every bloody... And then it's 2 weeks. They're playing one game and they're 2 weeks off. Come on, man. It's long.
And you're scared of injuries. I suppose
if we... fuck injuries.
Like Varane.
If we was on top form... Yeah, but he's retired.
Yeah. But I mean, is Martinez going to come back with, like, no feet or whatever? Like...
Who knows? Let's go some comments. Big up to Andrew Tate. He's saying, big up, guys, all the best. Thank you to you as well. Hydro saying England games are shite, so that's why he's gone up international football. 4 games is a joke, though. So after 4 games, we're suddenly having a break. Want to say hi to DK Wilson. He's in the house. Good evening. This is what you said, Bath time. United come first. Yeah. That's what they say. So Box is saying here, I looked at some of the recent international squad lists. A real dip in quality I've noticed from most countries. So that could be it. Is that the lack of quality that we've seen here? Is that why we turned off by England in international football? I don't know. United are part of the lower leagues now. When we talk about Scunthorpe flags and all that. Only joking. That's Fulham, Palace, and Tottenham teams that don't win trophies. International football has declined since around 2010, says Box. England could have had 2 World Cup finals, saying Andrew there. So I had to sort of find that end of the sentence. Box is saying here, it used to be seen as the pinnacle. Yeah, it used to be. Where are we at now? I mean, they say it's just football. You can play for your country. That's the top level, you know. But is it better than playing in Champions League or in the Europa League? What's the standard like? I mean, what's the last big international game or tournament where you sort of thought the standard was great? And is it a case that players just don't have time to gel with one another to play good quality football? I don't know. Of course.
Well, Euro 2000 is often seen as the peak of football. When you look at the players that were playing in that tournament, it's unreal. You've got like Figo, Zidane, Henry, Rui Costa. You've got the England golden generation. Like you've got some good Germans, good French players. It's unreal. But I think one of the things that's sort of happened is with having World Cups in places like Russia and Qatar that don't necessarily sort of sync with what we consider like sort of humanitarian standards, that people feel quite disillusioned with it. And personally, for me, I think that England have always treated Manchester United players appallingly, especially like David Beckham, and putting Paul Scholes out on the left wing, ridiculous. And I'm never cheering for Steven Gerrard in whatever he does, like and stuff like that. Like we're too parochial to possibly get behind these players. And yeah, Saka, nice boy, like him, but no, I'm not. I don't want to see him do well in any aspect of football because he plays for a rival team. So I'm not having it. Ban international football.
I just want to say big up to Casper, the ref. He refed one of our games recently. Done a fine job, even sort of simmed in one of our players. No, one of their players actually for 5 minutes for breaking the rules and pushing around and thinking they're tough. So big up to Casper. Box is saying, good news, guys. Not only do we have a September, October international break, we have a special Brucey bonus November international break this year as well. There you go, Mr. B. Just for you.
What did you say?
I'll read it again. We got breaks now in September, which is now October, and we have a special Brucey bonus of one in November as well this year. So
please, Box, yeah. You know what? I'm so mad. Look, I've got goose pimples have come up. I'm so mad. I've got goose pimples up. Don't fuck.
All right, we're gonna go through.
I've never seen a comment like someone react to a comment like that.
So can we solve this puzzle? What's the reason for the lack of interest in international football now? What? Just break it down quickly. Just give me 3 factors. Which is it? The standard. Big T saying the England team has dipped because our club has dipped. When we rise from the ashes, England will be scorching again. Talking about the relationship between England and Man United. What are the 3 factors, guys? Just give me one each. Reasons why international football's fallen off, or there's lack of interest. I'll start. I'm saying I think the standard of the Premier League is better.
I'm saying that it's too many poor teams. They keep expanding international football, and we've got to go and play some grocers from Liechtenstein when we should be getting stuck into Brighton or something.
And Mr. B, have you got a third? Take that as a pause. It'll be the next international break.
I can't do anything that promote. Yeah, it probably will be. To be fair, I'm trying to think of something why I like the international break, and I don't. And the reason why I don't like it because I don't wear a Man United kit.
Okay, all right, we get off that one now. Just quickly want to say hi to Solo, of course. We love you, Solo. Hope you're doing well and had a great day.
I thought you were supposed to phone me. You.
Not now. All right, let's get into this now. Before we do, last one. Seriously, I missed the matches between international teams of different confederations. Too many matches every year with UEFA Nations League That's why I can't wait for Germany versus Japan this Saturday. Okay, wait for
No one has written that comment before, like in recorded human history. I can't wait for Germany versus Japan. Jesus.
All right, well there you go. That's the reason why international football's fallen off. Big up, you know. All right, let's go. What are the topics there? I don't even know. Was it? We talked about Antony. We read out the statement. This is a bit of a sort of freestyle session, guys. So if you want to throw something out there in the comments you want us to discuss, otherwise, Mr. B, you've got the program. You set this up. What we got? What's on the menu, man? What's on the agenda?
That's what happens when you set up. That's what happens when you set up a show when you've just jumped out of your bed. I don't even know what the title was. We're going to be talking. We're going to do Wan-Bissaka. We'll do Wan-Bissaka. We've done Antony, which was obviously we tried to end it we tried to start it a bit shitty and then end it with a little bit more joy. So whatever we do now, guys, if you're going to throw something in the chat that you want us to talk about, let it be something happy. Let it be something that's going to put a smile on the face, please. Antony, depressed. Internationals, depressed. So let's talk about Wan-Bissaka and getting his contract. I'm glad we've got bath time here. Our tactical guru. I want to know if he thinks that if Wan-Bissaka actually deserves his contract. I know there was a little time ago where we thought he was going to be out of the door because his lack of technical ability. I did laugh at a video of us saw him and his brethren doing 1-2s in the park and him running down the wing and crossing. I laughed, but it seemed to have worked. So Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you glad that he's getting this contract? Bath time.
No, I'm not. I don't like Aaron Wan-Bissaka as a football player. I'm a little bit worried about having like a back line of Martinez, Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka because I think they're all like they're not very good in the air. I don't like Wan-Bissaka. I think he's I just think he's a not a poor player. He's definitely. Have you kicked him Monday?
What buttons are you playing with?
No,
man?
Sorry, listen. I'm. You know what? Well, I was supposed to. If I was supposed to press, my brain is dead. I don't think it's welcome. Apologies.
Well, he's just pressing all these buttons. That's like you. All right,
wow.
Sorry. Bath time. You were saying about
I don't
agree with. I was shaking my head, but go on. Let's finish.
I don't rate Wan-Bissaka. He's a good defender in wide areas, but he doesn't have the quality to get us like nearer to winning the Premier League, and that's what we should be focused about. And I think giving him 150 grand a week, I'd just much prefer it if we went out and got like Pavard would be far superior. Trippier would have been far superior. I think that this is just a lack of ambition. I don't rate him. I know lots of people do rate him, but even against Arsenal, right? I'll give you a specific example. Against Arsenal, he was kind of 50-50 with Martinelli. No one really got the better of each other in that. But when you play football, like we often talk about like pressing triggers, but you also have like when you talk about a pattern of play, you also have a trigger for that. And what Man United's pattern of play has been traditionally is that the right back gets more and more forward. The team gets compressed on the right-hand side. We give it to Casemiro. Casemiro switches it out to Rashford or Shaw, or in this case, Delo. And in the game that we played against Arsenal, Wan-Bissaka just would not get forward. Like he was sort of supporting the play, but he wasn't playing with like courage or drive. And it's just another example of how I don't think that he has particularly good football IQ. And I think that he's just really, all he's really good at is defending wide areas. And I'm not sure that that's what we should be looking for in a fullback. But you're shaking your head, Amondo.
Yeah, I disagree. Like in the Arsenal game, he'd done a great job on Martinelli. I've seen Martinelli rip people up when he's sort of shaping up like that. People get done all the time by that, but he's showing in down the right side and chopping him up and really sort of not giving him a sniff, barely. Even if he's giving away a corner or whatever, he's standing this guy up and doing a great job defensively against a guy I think is of the standard who can really get a yard on the defender and get a cross or a pass into the danger area. So I thought he's done really well And it's not just that game; it's just numerous games where you hardly see him get beat. So much so that if you did see him get beat, a bit like Van Dijk a few years ago, everyone's like saying, "Oh, he's only been dribbled past once during the stat." So everyone now is observing it, saying, "Right, let's see if that's true." And then once he came back with his injury, he did start getting dribbled past a couple of times, and been out everyone saying he's finished. When still he's at the standard, he's one of the best defenders in the league. Still, even though he's not.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I think Wan-Bissaka, I think the shock will come if someone does leave him on his backside, and everyone be saying, "Oh my God, look at that!" There'd be memes and all that kind of thing, and saying he's finished, he doesn't deserve a new contract. But I think overall, I think he does. I hear what you're saying at halftime about Hazard and Trippier, especially. They're very good players, and they offer a lot more, and they've got maybe a bit more IQ. But because he's at the club, and because he's showed character to turn it around when it seemed like all was doomed for him. We were saying Dalot should be the guy. It's like back and forth, isn't it? Okikoki, one's in, one's out. That's how it goes.
Shake it all about.
Yeah, exactly. And
the shake's not coming. But Monday, with that in mind, right?
Yeah.
We've got Højlund in, and I think Højlund's impressed everyone. Like, he impressed me, and he looks like he's going to be a physical striker, like that he's going to get on the end of stuff. Do you think that Wan-Bissaka, over the years he's been at United, has showed sufficient quality in helping out our forwards with like ammunition to try and score from?
If that's like a one-word answer, the answer would be no. But then there's a but. Thankfully, it's not like a one-word answer show. We're here to talk. So yeah, good question. I do think that's been his issue in the final third and getting forward, but I have seen some improvements, and that's what you want to see from a player. You don't want to see him static and not being able to progress where you can say, "Oh, I trash this guy," because that's when players are usually got rid of, when they can't offer you anything more. And I think this is why he's got a new contract, because he's began to sort of work on the issues that you said a great point about his mentals, whether he knows what he's supposed to do in a tactical situation, But I think he's doing his homework. I think he's settling down. He's showing a bit of maturity. I'm saying this is speculation because I know when he first came to the club, I heard about girlfriends, nightclubs, things like that behind the scenes, But now I'm not hearing that. I think he shows a bit of professionalism, the way he goes about his business on the pitch, and I can think you can see his brain's ticking, where he's thinking, right, where am I supposed to be? And you often find him like in the Arsenal game when they were raiding or sort of countering us. I'm thinking, where's Wan-Bissaka? And I think, oh yeah, he was high up the pitch trying to get in a position.
He's at centre forward at one point in that game. Yeah.
So I'm saying this because he's at the club. I'm happy he's going to get a new contract because you don't want to lose a man like that on free. And I think I was watching him the other day and I was saying to myself, thank God for Wan-Bissaka because we contain them, bro. He's talking about defense against attack. This guy, once again, they were raiding on the left, they were raiding on the right. Well done to Dalot as well, standing up against Saka. I felt, we could have got overrun quite easily if it wasn't for the defensive structure and in those set defensive situations, which was a lot of the game. We had guys that were stood up and earned their corn, as they say.
But we did get overrun in the last 10 minutes when Fabio Vieira came on.
Well, that's probably true. We did at the Emirates last time. But why do you think? What did Fabio Vieira do that's so different to make us?
Well, I think it was that, like in the game, like Antony was paying special attention to Zinchenko. He was like he was more coming in. Like Antony was playing very central, like in defensive positions, and he went off, didn't he, for someone? I can't remember who it was. But I felt that like Vieira was underlapping a lot more than anyone else was, and it was causing Casemiro huge problems because, like everyone else in our squad, like Casemiro isn't fit enough to last 90 minutes in the Premier League at the moment. He was huffing and blowing like from 75, 80 minutes, and I felt that Vieira was just completely overrunning the channel. Like, so the space in between the centre back and the full back of the channel.
Is that by instructions, do you think? Do you think the manager told him to do that?
Yeah. I think that like Arteta waited until we made subs and then like kind of did us on that. But what comments saying?
Yeah, quickly, so we can go through this, Mr. B. If you anything sort of catches your interest, jump on this. King Dina, we're talking about Wan-Bissaka new contract. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka has been decent recently, but wasn't as good as usual against Arsenal. I disagree. I thought he played really well, but King Dina, big up. Wan-Bissaka not in the England squad is a bigger mission. I saw a debate by Reese, big up Hampton Football today. It was Trent versus who's the Arsenal boy with the sister stepped on the
Ben White.
Who's the Arsenal right? I mean the Chelsea right back.
Ben White.
Oh, James.
James against Trent. There was big debate on TikTok today, which I thought was really good. I couldn't split them. We got. Do you think we look for another right back now from Matthew Bassett? Remember, if you want to jump in, guys, just I'd give Wan-Bissaka a new contract. Says Andrew Williams. How you do that?
We ain't got no money. We ain't got no money to look at a new bloody defender. We can look all we want. I look at Mercedes every day as I'm driving past them. It doesn't mean I'm going to get one.
Okay. We got Wan-Bissaka should play for Congo, says Bilal. He could, couldn't he? Montreal saying, yep, I think Wan-Bissaka should choose Congo at some point because he's not getting international football with England. Careful, Mr. B, don't end the stream again. That's by locking me off earlier. When we play out from the back, here's one. There we go, tactics now. When we play out from the back, the right side of Wan-Bissaka and Varane or Lindelof always seem the weak link in terms of controlling the ball, possession, and getting flustered. Okay. Free to jump in, guys. Best one-on-one fullback in the league, says Andrew.
Yeah, without a doubt. I still think that people don't want Wan-Bissaka's side. He's got this aura about him at the moment where defenders just forwards feel I'm not going to get past him. And then when they do, they're not going to get past him a second, a third, or a fourth time. So I'm glad he's in the team. He has improved. I'm not sure he's improved enough to bring us to a level that United want to go to. Defensively, no problem. But the way that Ten Hag plays with these forwards, these defenders that he wants mixing up in different positions, I think it makes it a little bit harder for Wan-Bissaka's skill set. He does a good job, but I feel that that's a position that we can get replaced by a much better Ten Hag style fullback.
Yeah, I agree. Like, what teams does Wan-Bissaka get in? Does he get in the Arsenal team? I don't think so. City, no. Liverpool, not a chance. Like Newcastle, not a chance. Like Brighton.
You want to get into Newcastle?
What, the Trippier?
Oh, bugger. All right, yeah.
Like,
okay.
not for me.
Forgot about him.
All right, don't forget about Dallo. He locked down Saka well.
Yeah.
Big T saying the defender won't get forward. Remember when they didn't have to? Those were the days.
Defenders defended a right winged, yeah.
Bilal saying best English right back. Maybe Dalot's best game for United. He was excellent. This is talking about when he's playing left back. Box saying good to see the fullbacks using physical prowess and bully up to the opposition. Bilal saying here he'd be world class if he was around in the 90s. Talking about Wan-Bissaka. We can't magic Pavard or Trippier into our squad. Andrew Williams, we've got to deal with what we've got at the moment. Wan-Bissaka has improved, says Box. Some will, some won't. Wan-Bissaka's responds to the stick or carrot. Sancho, question mark about him. Here we go. Our wingers don't even create chances. Why are we expecting our fullbacks?
Well, because our wingers, right, are like they're playing much more narrow than they were last season. So the width is with the fullbacks. So that's why we need our fullbacks to be creating chances, because Antony and Rashford are playing much more narrow.
Just quickly, because Andrew Williams wanted to respond. James versus Trent, really good debate I heard today. I listened to most of it, and it was still inconclusive for me. But Andrews said conclusively is Reece James is a better fullback or better right back than Trent. Just quickly, guys.
I'll take Reece James. I'll take Reece James. I'm taking Reece James, man. I think defensively he's better than Wan-Bissaka. Yeah. Defensively, I think he's better than Trent. Decision-wise, I think he's better than Trent. Yeah, Trent has maybe got a better passing range, But I'm taking Reece James all day. I would love Reece James at Man United. I'll be honest, I would love him at Man United.
Last time, you agree with Mr. B's, Reece James to standard?
No, I think I'd go for Trent. If I can't have Pogba, I'm going for Trent at right back. Unreal player.
The thing I don't like about Wan-Bissaka is his best stat being called last ditch to defend him. Rio said, if you're tackling like that, you've already done your job incorrectly. Along with Wan-Bissaka sleeping on the back post as well. I think that's a past thing. I haven't seen that for a while where he's got done on the back post. Only when Anana ran into two wall defenders.
We haven't played in Europe yet.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Montreal saying, I know people knock Wan-Bissaka for not providing much forward, but we often forget that it was mostly the same role Wes Brown had in his best years. Guys, jump in. I know you're itching. Just jump in if you have to. Here's one. Vincent saying RIP to Mark Pearson, Matt Busby Babe that passed away yesterday, age 83. What a good innings. And rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Mark Pearson, he was a great defender. Mark Pearson, really good defender back in the day. I remember. Don't know much about it. I haven't seen footage, but that's the legend. That's Mark Pearson. Rest in peace. He's a legend for the club. So he was compared to Wan-Bissaka to Wes Brown, Box said, and Wes Brown is over Wan-Bissaka. I don't know. Bro, Reece James has missed more games through injury than my dad's had affairs. He's had quite a few, Alex. He does not watch him. That's right.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so let me summarize this. I'm happy Wan-Bissaka's getting a new contract. It's a yes from me. I think he's performed brilliantly the last year or so, turned it around, could have easily just gone to nightclubs and just thought, forget about this and got paid. He's decided to become a better player and seize the day. And I like what he's doing at the moment. Obviously, I don't think he gets to the standard of some players going forward, but what he does defensively still overrides that issue for now. Guys, contract talks, what do you think? Fine, finish on that.
I'm glad he's signing. I'm glad he's signing. We can't afford to let players get out on a free, and we've extended a lot of players' contracts who probably didn't deserve it. You're right, he has stepped up. I think he's impressed Ten Hag. I'm sure he just hasn't signed him because he couldn't find him that right back and we haven't got enough money. I think he's actually impressed Ten Hag because he was in the wilderness for months.
Yeah,
he was in the wilderness for months. We were talking about him leaving. Where's he going to go? How much are we going to get for him? And then he got his head down and started playing. So I think those are the players that you want. The players who want to improve, not the sulky son of a bitch who wants to be posting and pinning shit on his bloody Insta like a big fucking crybaby. You know what I mean? He's got his head down and he's done his job. And I like that. I like that. Look, as managers, we want low maintenance players. He looks like he's low maintenance. He looks like you just get him on the pitch, give him instructions, and let him play. He doesn't look like there's any drama going on. Look, there may be enough things going on that we don't know about, and he keeps quiet. Well done for keeping it quiet then. Yeah. You know what I mean? Get on with your job. That's what you're paid to play football. You're not paid to be posting Instagram posts or walking around in fashion shows in the whole of pre-season in your big expensive jacket. And then when it comes to playing football, or the job that you're getting paid for, you want to play like a blood clot. I'm not interested in this bullshit. You know what I mean? If Sancho feels that he doesn't want to stay and he's not getting a fair crack of the whip, fuck off to Saudi.
Okay, so that's a yes for you, Mr. B.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, that's a yes. Sorry, yeah. I went somewhere completely different there. Sorry, yeah, that's a yes.
Part-time. What's your thoughts on this before we go on to the next topic? I've got a couple of things I want to drop for you guys.
It's a no from me. I think we should be looking to upgrade into to better players. Fullback, certainly a right-sided fullback, receives the most of the ball during a game and sees the most of the pitch in front of them. And I think you need someone with a better skill set than slide tackling in there. Wan-Bissaka's got positives, but I think just go for better quality players. It's an incredibly important position. Yeah. And I don't think that he is of the quality that you need to challenge for a league or even challenge for the higher end trophies.
Okay, quickly, Vincent Demise, I missed your
Box,
previous comment.
sorry,
No. Go on, Mr. B.
bath time. Sorry,
Yeah.
bath time. Do you think it's a You see, you say that we attack with the fullback down the right. Do you think that's an instruction where it's actually been specifically given by Ten Hag, or do you think that's just the way that it happens in game?
No, I think it's like an instruction because you want to get like you want to get your 3 players up front, your striker and your inside forwards narrow, so that the pitch is wider, and then you've got space out to attack in those areas. And I'd be really surprised if anyone here would tell me that they think that Wan-Bissaka and Antony work well together. Do they?
Language, lack of time playing together. Maybe Anthony's at fault. Who knows? I don't see Antony popping balls in or being generous with the ball. I don't know. I think Anthony's more so Antony than Wan-Bissaka. He's not the sort of guy that feeds someone who works well. If you look at like Sancho, for example, I think he works well with players. I've heard Mr. B on the show yesterday talking about how Sancho assists more. You asked a question about Rashford with Haaland or Sancho with Haaland, who would be more effective, you know? And it was a good discussion, I thought, but I did think,
Sancho.
This was before I was swayed by your opinion, I did think that Sancho does offer more because he does introduce other players into the game. Antony, I don't think does that. So that's why I think the main reason why we're having issues down the right. I just want to quickly go through some comments, guys, if you don't mind. So Vincent's saying here, our Dutch correspondent, how you doing? He says, strapping for a wild ride this season, guys. In his second year, talking about Ten Hag, he always tries things that will make you pull your hair out because he has a few more players of his profile. Okay, so there you go. There's 2 Vincents in the house, obviously, Bullock and Demise. Andrew Williams is saying here, and Wan-Bissaka didn't really whinge when he was on the bench. Is that a good thing or bad thing? Mr. B, what's going on? That's from Senor Nest. And he's also saying, who pissed you off, big man? Bilal's saying here, fuck off to Saudi and take Maguire with you. That's a good point, says Senor Nest. I don't know if he's talking about Maguire. Yeah. I'm talking about one of us. Say something.
That was perfect. The way that you dropped it, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it was in order. It was in order. So I'm assuming it definitely can't be Bilal. You can't be talking about Maguire like that. Big T saying here, Shaw does not attack the left wing as good as he used to. I think Wan-Bissaka makes more of an effort. That's Big T's observation. Talking Sancho. Oh God, there's so many comments. Sancho makes impressions online. He needs to work on making an impression on the pitch or leave. People around you on the pitch make you better. He was great when he played with Holland, never for HS. Ten Hag.
When he played with Haaland, never for us.
Oh, okay. You mentioned that yesterday, didn't you? It's really good. Yeah, I remember everything you said now, guys. Coming back to me. You mentioned that when he played in Holland, when he played with Haaland or Germany, not Holland, that was the reason why his form was so good because he was playing around a great player. Box. Hence why you think bringing our new striker in would make him better. Box is saying here, Ten Hag seems rigid and stubborn. I'm interested to see the new things he tries. Hydro quickly saying, and Wan-Bissaka makes the effort, but always seems to screw up the end ball or the final pass. And Antony might as well be a right back as his defense is stronger than his attack.
Can I just say something about this Big T comment?
Yeah, I'm going to drop it. Go on.
Antony does defend. Antony really does defend well. I mean, he helped out Wan-Bissaka defensively a lot against Martinelli, against Arsenal, and he does that a lot. But is that because he loses the ball in the position that he is, and he feels that he has to get back? Because he spends a lot of his time running fast backwards. I want to see him running fast forwards. Do you know what I mean? Because people say, "Oh, he hasn't got." He's quick. He's quick, but he's always quick running back, chasing the ball, covering. Go the other bloody way. When he runs forward, he runs sideways, doing that rolly thing, make him look like he can't play football. But when he puts his foot down and runs, if he would just get the ball out from his feet and try and go past the player, that's what I want to see from him. But yeah, he just tends to do that side one where he slows the pitch down.
I think one of the things with Antony is that he, I don't think he's got the strength to beat players. Like we saw, Delo getting his body across Saka all the time and bullying him physically, and it's something that I see happen to like Antony week in week out. And I also don't like how he's being used defensively. Like Ten Hag wants the left winger and the right winger on the centre backs, and what that ends up happening is that like we don't have midfielders that are able to come and make a 2v1 against against their wingers.
Yeah.
So like Casemiro, not only does he not have the mobility, he's got to stay in the centre of the pitch. So we're asking huge amounts from Mount and Bruno to get back and double up on the opposition wingers. And I think this is why he's keeping Wan-Bissaka, because Wan-Bissaka, like, he's never really been embarrassed like at right back by like 1v1 duels. And I'd much prefer us to have a better defensive structure with players a bit deeper going out and making their 2v1s than just giving Wan-Bissaka 150 grand so we can continue to have Mount and Bruno too far forwards.
Okay. We're going to go to the next topic, the final topic very soon. Box saying Anthony Cafu. He's also going Anthony Malcolm. He's his theme here. Who's next? Name another Brazilian right back from the past. It's Anthony Alberto, as in Carlos
Yes.
Alberto. So well done. Mr. B taking no prisoners tonight from Senor Nest. And Anthony says Alex needs to run a games where he's on form and making assistant goals, and the confidence to take players on will come. Box saying how balanced.
How much more games?
Well,
how much more games does he need to play? We've got players in the team who ain't getting a chance and sulking on Instagram.
Yeah,
how much more games is he gonna play?
Mr. B, he's getting distracted by international football. That's why. The international break. That's why. I know. No, you're right. You're right. I think he's played enough now. We can make it. We can make a judgment on Antony now. Do we agree?
Mm-hmm.
We can. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. Here's one for you guys. Let's read this out. Amrabat could play alongside Casemiro in midfield for Man United, which could potentially force Mason Mount to play out wide. Amrabat's statistics from last season show that he compares favourably to United's other midfield options, including Fernandes, Eriksen, and McTominay. Ten Hag needs to make a tactical adjustment to accommodate Amrabat, Casemiro, Fernandes, and Mount in the same starting 11.
Whose message was that?
Don't worry where my sources come from. I've just given you a statement.
Oh, it wasn't a message. Oh, sorry. Right, so I'm looking on the screen thinking it's blue. What's he reading?
Yeah.
In Wizard?
I'm reading.
Right,
I'm
okay.
It's a claim.
Right, thank you.
Do you want me to go again?
Could you? Yes, please, because you.
Right,
no, you need to start again. I was.
Don't look at the comments. This is a claim. Amrabat could start. You make me laugh. Amrabat could play alongside Casemiro in midfield for Man United, which could potentially force Mason Mount to play out wide. Amrabat's statistics from last season show he compares favourably to other United midfield options like Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen, and McTominay. Ten Hag may need to make tactical adjustments to accommodate Amrabat, Casemiro, Fernandes, and Mount in the same starting 11. What are your thoughts on that? I know Bath time. This is the thing. He's a bit of a prophet. He did prophesy a few weeks ago that Mount should play in the front three because they're talking about him playing that wide. But what do you think about this claim here? We just heard.
Me?
Well, everybody.
Yeah, you go. You go first,
Mr. B. You go first, Mr.
No,
B.
you say bye. You say bye.
Yeah.
Like the lovers' phone call.
It can work. I think it can work. I would rather Mount moves position than Bruno. Yeah. I think it can work. What Mount will do, he's not going to be looking to be okay. This isn't a slight on Rashford because you know me, I love Rashford, but he doesn't play with his head up. Mount will play with his head up, and he will look for the pass. So I think I don't have a problem Mount playing left or right. I would rather it was the right because that means Rashford locks down his position. I think he can do a job on the right side. I really, really do think he could do a job on the right side. The only issue with that is I'm not sure Wan-Bissaka's would be the right partner for him if he's on the right hand side. I think the better partner would be Dallo, because Dallo would be looking to go past him.
So that would accommodate Amrabat, Casemiro, and Bruno.
Yeah, I think Amrabat and Casemiro are going to be the two. He's not going to drop Bruno. Bruno, he's captain. He's not going to drop Bruno. So it would be shoehorning Mount in, I suppose. But Antony doesn't do much on that side. So I'm not going to say it's going to be improvement. It's going to be different. It'll be different than having Antony on that side. You probably wouldn't have the pace covering Wan-Bissaka. But I think it could work. I really, really think it could work. I really, really think it could work. And then Ten Hag will play for the first 3 games when we get back, and we're all going to be up in arms. What the F is he doing again now? But yeah, I think it could work. I think it could work. But I want to hear yours on Monday, because you're a. It's not like you're sitting down here. You know, you're a manager and you do tactics. So I want to know. Do you think it could work?
Yeah, I think you can accommodate all 4 of them into the side without changing too much. I do think Mount could play on the wing or the wide position. We've seen Bruno start in games there. I don't think there's much difference. They can still offer you a lot. And I think when you got a player like that, it's sort of like an advanced playmaker or wide playmaker, someone who can get on the ball and drift inside as well, naturally does that. And I think you could accommodate all these top players into one side by doing that. Because I think at the moment, people are thinking it's Casemiro versus Amrabat with our system, you know, but because they both they tend to play a lot deeper, as it seems. But as it says there from the claim, so they're saying his stats are favourable to Eriksen and Bruno Amrabat, which means he can offer a bit more further up the pitch as well. So I think, well, the manager shouldn't be on holiday for starters. I heard you say he's got a holiday, but he should be solving this puzzle right now. But I do think I would like to see, because Bath Time turned my head to this the other day, saying when Mount was at Chelsea, he was the first line of pressing. I think Bath Time could explain it a lot better than me, but he was doing the first line of pressing, which he does really well. And we're losing the trick by playing him in a midfield 3, for example. So playing him in a forward 3, we could increase our pressing stats and stopping them people from playing out. And I think he's done that before. It's not like he's alien to him. He's played there before. So if you want to accommodate all these players, Bruno, Mason Mount, you've got Amrabat and Casemiro into the same team, I'm all for that, because then you could also create that kind of box midfield, which seems to be dominating football right now. So I'm with a yes. I'm saying it can happen, but hopefully the manager is doing his homework or watching us live from your holidays. Hi, boss, how you doing? And get some advice from us. Quickly, before we come to you, Bath Time, Vincent's saying here, Erik Ten Hag is an obsessive robot that only cares about who contributes. Promes, he was the what's his name? Something. Quincy Promise. Yeah. Ajax was investigated for stabbing someone. Ooh, and he's still defending him and played him. Okay. Quickly, Dean Vlogs are saying here, my perfect all-fit United would be Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Dalot, Amrabat, Casemiro, Rashford, Bruno, Haaland, Mount or Pellistri. So he can find a way for them to fit in. And Big T saying here, can Hallberg play left or right at a push? All right, over to you, Barfan. Do you remember the claim that was made?
I did.
All right, bring it on, man. I know you're going to bring it. Let's go.
You know my love of putting midfielders at right back.
Yes.
I think that if what I would like to see is I'd like to see Amrabat at right back out of possession, and then in possession I'd like Amrabat next to Casemiro, and I'd like Eriksen next to Bruno, and then I would have Rashford, Mount and Højlund as the front 3, and I would have this is great because I'm dropping Wan-Bissaka, but Martinez and Lindelof, you'd need Dalot in there for some sort of control of like crosses and things, and I think that could work because we like box midfields because you have like basically 4 players in between the lines and you can make overloads and then get the ball out. And I think that's the way that we should be playing. But in all of that, I want Eriksen in the team. I think he's pretty good defensively. You know, he made a slight error against Arsenal, but there was a lot going on there. He should have jumped quicker. But I think his set pieces, his control of a football, his ability to make angles for people, he's got to be someone that's in that team. So I'm going even further and putting more midfielders in.
Let's just go over the right back situation you're saying here. John James is saying Amrabat at right back, Jonah Price and Chips doesn't make sense. Just explain it, because it's about in and out possession. We've seen it with Partey recently, haven't we, as well? And
yeah.
So yeah.
And John Stones, like, this man's got Spider-Man jumping out on him in his profile picture. It's Wan-Bissaka. He's not having it. So, there's a famous clip of Amrabat defending Mbappe at the right back position. So when you're out of possession, you're either in a press or you're in a block, and a mid block and a low block. I think that Amrabat would be perfectly fine with support around him for the right back position. I'm not sure how good he is at defending the back post, but we all saw for Morocco that a lot of the time he actually was playing right back because he was covering Hakimi all the time. So he's got the ability, he's got the mobility to cover vertical and horizontal space and be able to get out to his man quickly. So that's out of possession. And in possession, he can sit alongside Casemiro as part of his double pivot. Casemiro can just be like Christ the Redeemer in the middle of the pitch, not moving. And Amrabat can be sort of whizzing about. And I think that it's a much more balanced system. And it's no surprise that Arteta has Zinchenko coming in. It's no surprise that John Stones comes in. It's no surprise that Trent comes in, because it allows you to control the midfield in possession by having an extra man, and you have players that are able to defend wide areas when you're out of possession. So I don't think that it's nonsense. But the thing is, John, is about 2 years ago, everyone wanted in my head when I said that Pogba should do this, and now it's not so crazy.
Damn right. Big up to John, by the way. Asked the question. Amrabat at right back. It's just a theory. Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't. We just don't know. But we've seen evidence for it working for other teams. And I think it's a great option. Great knowledge there by Bath Time. I rate that, because like you did say about the right back situation a couple of seasons ago. And since then, we have seen defenders going into midfield to create sort of box midfield and overload. So one step ahead. I want to jump in your time machine, bro. John James is saying here, smash those likes and subscribe. Big up, one love. Thank you so much, John James. JJ. Big T saying him, Mbappe gives Amrabat time on that clip. Was more poor from Mbappe than greatness from Amrabat. DM Vlog saying, Bath Time, I love Eriksen as well, but the only negative with him is that he doesn't appear to have pace at all. And with all the amount of games we have coming up, we shouldn't be playing all the midfielders as well. Obviously, DM Vlog saying spread love and subscribe as well. And Anana right back says Big T. Wicked. All right, I'm done with topics today. I should have say, great stuff, guys. We've nearly done an hour. What's on for the rest of the week?
I'm not going to say nothing until I get home and wake up. It was my fault why the show was late today. Very, very heavy day. Very, very heavy day. We're going to be back tomorrow 8:30 regardless, or 8:45. Between 8:30 and 8:45, we will definitely be back tomorrow. It's not all doom and gloom.
Right back. Remember that game we beat Arsenal in the friendly pre-season? Mainu, or I call him Kobe, he was coming for that position. One of the goals, he started the goal from a right back position, bringing the ball out from the back. I like him. I can't wait for him to come back. Good shout there.
Did forget
quickly,
about that.
Vincent saying here, people think Amrabat is only defensive, but he will be used to progress the ball to the thirds, and defending is a part of it. Night, Joe, as well.
He wasn't defensive at Fiorentina. I'm looking forward to seeing him come into the team anyway.
By the way, I watched his welcoming interview the other day, or this morning, sorry, and he was saying, I forgot that he played for Real Madrid, so he knows Casemiro and he knows Varane, and they welcomed him with a text or something, and I'm sure they show him around and make him feel comfortable. But he seems really happy, buzzing, like you said, Mr. B, because he was turning down all these other clubs to come to Man United. But he was saying when he was a youth playing in Morocco, it was like they were used to watch the Premiership, and he's always like admired Man United, and he's just delighted to be coming here. So yeah, it's a good. Not that he can gauge much from an interview, but he was smiley, he was happy, he looked really confident. So I'm really happy about the signing, and I think he'd do really well. John James saying I can see Amrabat and Casemiro switching positions during high line play.
Bath time. You were saying this yesterday, weren't you? You were saying this about them, but maybe not in play, but starting with Casemiro. You know, we were expecting Casemiro to be the deeper one. Bath time was saying yesterday, maybe Casemiro will be the one that plays slightly further forward.
Yeah, it's difficult with Casemiro because like he's incredibly important in terms of that he's our best long range passer from the center of the pitch in terms of like spreading play, but he's also better he's not very good at receiving the ball like with his back to goal. He's better going forwards, and he's also really good at crashing into the box. Like, he wins a hell of a lot of headers. Great crosses from the half space. Like, I think he's better the further forward he gets, but he does have a real problem with receiving the ball in tight spaces. He's just not very good at it. And so, knowing Ten Hag the way we all do, I expect that what he will have is that Amrabat will start off further than Casemiro, and Amrabat will run into the space to receive the ball, and then Casemiro will go ahead, and that kind of like mitigates the problem of Casemiro not being great receiving the ball.
Lucifer in the house saying great show as usual, but keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Really nice positive comments. Amrabat is great at receiving the ball and would give Casemiro space to find players further up, from John James. So yeah, he agrees basically with you guys. Yeah, I think that's the wrap, guys. Until tomorrow. Just want to say big up to everyone who's tuned in and all the lovely comments, positive comments as well. We bumped a few heads again, but we've come to some sort of conclusions with the thing. We talked about today about the contract signing for Wan-Bissaka, and I was a bit shocked. I mean, everyone wasn't entirely positive about him, but yeah, I think the point is that there are better players out there, but he's done really well for us, and so maybe he does deserve it. And obviously we talked about the allegation that was made against Antony. That was at the start of the show, and there's a statement read out from Manchester United. You've probably seen it, but it's inconclusive yet. We have to wait to see what happens with that. And Vincent Demeter is saying here, Amrabat is a scary one. He mauled us when he played with Feyenoord and Utrecht as well. He's talking us, meaning Ajax. Vincent is an Ajax fan. And has Amrabat got a shot in him? Can he play CM, attacking midfielder, that is? And big up, John James. Welcome to the channel. He says, One Love Kings. I will be supporting much, much more for sure. What? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right. We're back tomorrow. Bath time, you joining us?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do this again. I just want to say...
that's what I like to hear.
Woo!
I was going to say RIP to my granddad, Malachi Forbes, the foundation of the family. I wouldn't be here. None of us would be here without you. If you knew his story, you would salute the man. He passed away yesterday about 1 o'clock. We were all there with him, and he went without no stress, anything like that. We love you, Granddad, and I will strive to be a better man and try to meet your standards, which is probably impossible. But you are the cornerstone for the whole Forbes family. So enough respect, and we will miss you dearly. That's from me, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've been the Man United Agenda. It's been Bath Time, Mr. B, and then Monday Juma. And don't forget, 8:30 tomorrow. We'll be back later.